Good morning, students. In today's class, we'll just continue the previous topic. In previous class, we have seen what about the atomic weight, gram atomic weight, molecular weight, gram molecular weight. All these terms we have seen. After completion of that, what about the gram molecular mass? Gram molar volume. Even how to calculate number of moles. Once I will just recall the formula of number of moles. No? Number of moles of any element. Number of moles of any element is equal to given weight by gram atomic weight. Next, number of moles of any compound is equal to given weight by gram molecular weight. In that way, we have seen how to calculate the number of moles for various substances like that we have seen. So many examples also we have given. Even I gave homework for you. Okay. And one student asked me in WhatsApp also that second and third problem, whatever you gave homework, sir, in that whether it is correct or not, once check that one. Okay. Or otherwise you can explain once. Okay. Those are correct only, ma, no problem. And even you have done correctly only. Next, that is not a problem at all. Next, we will continue this topic in a way that our next concept is gram molar volume is completed. Next concept is vapor density. Vapor density, easy definition only. First we will go through the definition. Generally, this vapor density is meant for gases, exclusively for gases. Definition is how many times a gas is denser than hydrogen gas. How many times a gas is denser than hydrogen gas is called vapor density. Okay, before going to this definition, one small example. In your physics terms in previous classes, I think you might have gotten relative density. Relative density. Relative density. First, density. Density is called mass by volume. Density is called mass by volume. That is known definition only. Then what about relative density? Relative is nothing but comparison. With comparison to water, with comparison to water, how many times this substance is denser? Suppose example, water is 1 gram per cc. This substance is 5 gram per cc. Suppose some substance X I am taking. One more time. Water density is 1 gram per cc. Okay. I told one substance X, unknown substance X. That X density is 5 gram per cc. Then we can tell how many times that X is denser than water? 5 times. Then what is the relative density of that substance? 5. How many times that substance is denser than density of water? That is relative density. There we will get the formula. Relative density of that substance is equal to density of that substance divided by density of water. Density of that substance divided by density of water. That is their comparison. Now this is regarding gases. Na? So in gases, which density we are going to compare with that one? With hydrogen gas. Any density of substance, any density of gas is going to be compared with hydrogen gas. Is it okay, ma? Now, what is the definition of this vapor density? It is also like relative density only. They kept different heading because it is different from, actually it is exclusively for gases only, na? That's why they kept the separate heading. Now, what is the vapor density definition? How many times a gas is denser than hydrogen gas? Let us consider one gas, any X. That is 2 times denser than hydrogen gas. Then what is the vapor density of that gas? 2. If some other substance, some other gas A is denser than 3 times denser than hydrogen gas, then what is the vapor density of that gas? 3. Like that, vapor density is defined as how many times a gas is denser than hydrogen gas. Okay, now that formula will be vapor density of gas is equal to vapor density of gas is equal to density of the gas divided by density of hydrogen. Vapor density of gas is equal to density of the gas divided by density of hydrogen. Okay, this is the formula, highly useful. While you are noting down also, in your page notes, note down this definition first. After that, write this formula. Vapor density of any gas is equal to density of that gas divided by density of hydrogen. Is it okay, ma? This is the formula of vapor density. And what is the definition one more time? How many times a gas is denser than hydrogen gas? That gas is how many times denser than hydrogen gas? If it is 3 times, vapor density of the gas is equal to 3. If it is 10 times, vapor density of the gas is 10. In that way, we will go through. Okay, next. From this, we can derive one important formula. Let us see what is that derivation. In a shorthand representation, I am showing vapor density of the gas is equal to density of the gas divided by density of H2. This is the formula. Okay, now what is the definition of density? Density is equal to mass by volume. According to physics, we know this definition. Density is equal to mass by volume. Okay, now is equal to, what is this density? Mass by volume, na? Mass of gas divided by volume of gas, whole divided by mass of gas divided by volume of gas, whole divided by, what is this density of H2? Mass of H2 divided by volume of H2. Derivation I am showing. Let us keep one line here. I am going to rub this density is equal to mass by volume. Note down that density is equal to mass by volume formula. Then density of the gas is nothing but mass of gas divided by volume of gas. Same, density of H2 is equal to mass of H2 by volume of H2. Now I am considering, let us consider this condition at STP. This total condition at STP. Let us consider at STP. At STP, what is meant by STP? In previous class we have seen standard temperature and pressure. Standard temperature and pressure, temperature condition 0 degrees centigrade, pressure condition 1 atmosphere. At STP, what is the temperature? What is the temperature? 0 degrees centigrade, 273 Kelvin. 0 degrees centigrade can be converted to Kelvin as 273 Kelvin. Pressure 1 atmosphere. At those conditions, I am going to tell that one. That's why I took at STP. Okay, now let us consider at STP. I took mass of hydrogen is equal to gram molecular mass of hydrogen. I took mass of hydrogen is equal to gram molecular weight of hydrogen. Here, this mass of hydrogen I took 2 grams. 2 grams is nothing but gram molecular weight of hydrogen only, na? Okay, now that is nothing but 1 mole. 1 mole of H2 mass is how much? 1 mole of H2 mass is 2 grams. That only I took. Mass of H2 is equal to gram molecular mass of H2. At what condition? STP. At STP, gram molecular mass of any gas or 1 mole of any gas will occupy how much volume? 22.4 liters. That is called gram molar volume. That is called gram molar volume. One more time. At STP, 1 mole of any gas at STP occupies 22.4 liters. Actual value is 22.414, but while we are doing the problem, we will take 22.4. Like that we have seen in last class, gram molar volume. Is it correct, ma? Then here how much weight I have taken? I took mass of H2 is equal to gram molecular mass of H2. Gram molecular weight of H2 is nothing but 1 mole of H2 only. Then what is the volume of this H2? volume of H2 is equal to 22.4 liters. So I am noting down here. Volume of H2 is equal to 22.4 liters. Please concentrate highly. I am repeating one more time. I took first vapor density formula. Density of the gas divided by density of H2 is equal to density of the gas formula, mass of the gas divided by volume of the gas, whole divided by density of H2 formula, mass of H2 divided by volume of H2. Okay, next. Let us consider, this one I considered to obtain our derivation. This one I considered. This is, let us consider at STP, I took mass of H2 is equal to gram molecular mass of H2. I took mass of H2 as gram molecular mass of H2. Gram molecular mass of H2 is contained by 1 mole of substance. Any gram molecular weight contained by 1 mole of the gas. Okay, so this is nothing but 1 mole of the gas. 1 mole of the gas at STP occupies how much volume? 22.4 liters. So I took volume of H2 is equal to 22.4 liters. Is it clear, ma? I took mass of H2 as gram molecular mass of H2. Automatically, gram molecular mass of H2, 2 grams of H2, that is nothing but 2 grams of H2, will occupy how much volume? 22.4 liters volume. Okay, next. I took mass of gas is equal to gram molecular mass of gas. Any unknown gas, this is numerator, any unknown gas. Denominator H2. Okay. Mass of gas is equal to gram molecular weight of gas. That is nothing but 1 mole. Same like here, that is 1 mole of gas. 1 mole of gas at STP occupies how much volume? 22.4 liters only. So volume of gas also 22.4 liters. Volume of gas also 22.4 liters. One more time. I took mass of H2. This is total condition happened at what condition? STP. At STP, why I took mass of H2 is equal to gram molecular mass of H2. Then volume of H2 is equal to 22.4 liters. Same way, I took mass of gas is equal to any unknown gas. This is numerator. This is denominator. Okay. Mass of gas is equal to gram molecular mass of gas. Then it has 1 mole of gas. 1 mole of gas at STP occupies 22.4 liters. Now substitute all these values in this vapor density of gas. So vapor density of gas is equal to, instead of mass of gas, I took gram molecular mass of gas. So gram molecular weight of gas. This vapor density of gas, this gas only, both are same. Okay, is equal to gram molecular weight of gas divided by, what is the volume of gas? 22.4 liters. 22.4 whole divided by, what is the mass of H2? Gram molecular mass of H2 only. Gram molecular mass of H2 how much? 2 grams. Correct? Here I took mass of H2 as gram molecular mass of H2. It is 2 grams. Whole divided by, what is the volume of H2? 22.4. This 22.4, this 22.4 will be cancelled. Therefore, vapor density of gas is equal to gram molecular weight of gas divided by 2. To obtain this relation, this is happened at STP only. Generally, while we are doing the problems, they will give STP conditions only. If they don't mention also, no need to get tense. We have to think that is at STP only and we can do the problems. No problem. Okay. Now, vapor density of gas is equal to gram molecular weight of gas divided by 2. This one I am going to keep it in box. Make it a note. It is very important. Sometimes they will not give directly gram molecular mass of gas. They will give vapor density. Then what we have to do to find the gram molecular weight? Here we have to substitute. Vapor density is equal to gram molecular weight of gas. To obtain the derivation, I took these conditions. Okay. Now one more time I will show that one. Vapor density formula. What is the formula of vapor density? Vapor density is equal to density of gas. For which gas we are taking here, that gas is this one. Density of gas divided by density of H2. Okay, is equal to mass of gas by volume of gas. Why did I write like this? Because this is the formula of density. For which density we are considering gas only, na? That's why mass of gas divided by volume of gas whole divided by mass of H2 divided by volume of H2. Let us consider at STP. I took mass of H2 as gram molecular mass of H2, which is 2 grams now. Which is 2 grams. Volume of H2 is equal to 22.4 liters. Volume of H2 is equal to 22.4 liters. Why? At STP, 1 mole of any gas will occupy 22.4 liters. That is called gram molar volume. Okay, according to that I took volume of H2 is equal to 22.4 liters. Then again I took mass of gas is equal to gram molecular weight of gas. Gram molecular weight of any gas contains 1 mole of that gas. That's why here also I took volume of gas is equal to 22.4 liters. Then vapor density, in vapor density formula I am going to substitute all these values. In vapor density, instead of mass of gas I took gram molecular mass of gas divided by what is the volume of gas 22.4 whole divided by what is the gram molecular weight of H2 2 grams divided by 22.4. We got final formula. Vapor density of gas is equal to gram molecular weight of gas divided by 2. Okay. All of you once totally check that one. I hope you understood. Okay, shall I continue? Shall I rub this left hand side, ma? Okay, finally we got this formula. Vapor density of gas is equal to gram molecular weight of gas divided by 2. This one finally I am writing it as gram molecular weight of gas is equal to gram molecular weight of gas I kept here only. This 2 I am sending this side. Okay, then it will become 2 into vapor density of gas. So vapor density of any gas is equal to 2 into its vapor density. Gram molecular weight of any gas is equal to 2 into its vapor density. Okay, this is very useful formula. How did we get this one derivation? This one. Okay, now one more time. What is the definition of this vapor density? How many times the gas is denser than hydrogen gas? How many times a gas is denser than hydrogen gas? That is called vapor density. Okay, according to that we wrote the formula, and from that formula we derived by considering the condition at STP. That is very important. If you consider at STP only, you will get this answer. Otherwise some other thing, that one no need to bother, because generally reactions, whatever the other things, whatever it might be, we will consider at STP only. If they mention, okay. If they don't mention also, we will take the condition at STP only. Otherwise we cannot do the problem. Okay. Is it clear, ma? This is about vapor density formula. Shall I continue? Shall I rub this topic, ma? Okay. Next, our next side heading is average atomic weight. To understand this average atomic weight, we have to know one term that is called abundance. What is that? Abundance. What is the meaning of this abundance? Suppose on this total universe, please concentrate carefully, on this total universe, whatever the water we have, total water is collected. Okay, total water, some very large amount we have. Okay, we know. Let us consider the total water as 100%. What is the total percentage? 100%. So on this universe, means Earth surface, whatever the water amount we have, total water we have collected. Let us imagine, okay, and I consider it as 100%. In that 100% water, 95% almost water is H2O. 95% almost water is H2O. What about remaining percentage? Remaining percentage is heavy water. In household purposes, whatever we are drinking, mineral water, bore water, everything, in polar regions, whatever water we have, everything maximum amount, it is present in the form of H2O only. Not a problem. It is correct, H2O. Then what is this heavy water called? Okay, this heavy water conclusion, or you can understand this heavy water after completion of the concept called isotopes. After completion of the concept called isotopes. Okay ma, that isotopes concept now I will teach for you. After completion of that isotopes concept, we will go through average atomic weight. Is it clear? Okay, now we will go through isotopes. Before that, one more time, what is this abundance? I raised the question. That abundance is nothing but 100% of water, out of which 95% it is abundant as H2O, na? That is one abundance. 95%. Suppose we collected 100 grams of water, ma. We collected 100 grams of water. In that 100 grams of water, 95 grams of water is present in the form of H2O. 5% is present in the form, that means 95 grams is present in the form of H2O. 5 grams is in the form of heavy water. Meaning, what is the abundance of water H2O? 95 grams. 95%. What is the abundance of heavy water? Heavy water abundance 5%. That is abundance. How much it is available in the nature? How much percentage it is available in the nature? That is not considered for our region only. As we are present in Erode. In Erode, what is the amount of water present? Like that also we can consider. But generally, total earth surface water is present. Out of that, how much percentage is present as heavy water? How much is present as normal water? Like that we will see percentage abundance. That is called abundance in the form of percentage. That is called percentage abundance. Percentage abundance. Did you understand abundance? No? Now we will go through what is that isotope. After completion of this isotope, we will come to average atomic weight. Okay. Under this average atomic weight only I am keeping the heading, that is isotope. No? Let us see. Actually, this isotope concept, before that one we have to know atomic number and mass number also. Okay ma, then we will do one thing. Simply now you can remember the concept. Okay, after completion of this we have structure of atom. In structure of atom we will be getting atomic number, mass number, everything. At that time you will be getting cleared about what is that atomic number and what is that mass number, and even what is meant by isotope. Okay ma? Okay, let us see. First, I will go through average atomic weight. I thought actually to teach isotope ma, but isotopes, to understand that one, again atomic number and mass number we want. To that one, again electron, proton, neutron we want. That electron, proton, neutron, charges, all those things, again it will be a very long time. Okay, so first I will go through what is the average atomic weight formula. After that we will go through this concept normally. In structure of atom, one more time I will repeat this one. Okay, please don't get any confusion also. Simple one only. Let us see. Average atomic weight. Average atomic weight is equal to atomic weight of first isotope into percentage abundance plus atomic weight of second isotope into percentage abundance whole divided by 100. One more time. Average atomic weight is equal to atomic weight of first isotope. By seeing the example, we will understand, no problem. Okay, first note down this formula like this. After that, we will go through the example. Then you will be clear. Why did I raise this topic? Because chlorine, we got atomic weight, gram atomic weight 35.5. Correct? Did you remember? For giving that clarity, I just raised this one. Otherwise, after completion of the isotopes itself, we can go through. Okay, but these are all basic concepts. In mole concept itself, we have to know. That's why here itself we have to teach. Okay, ma? Now, average atomic weight is equal to, what is the formula? Atomic weight of first isotope into percentage abundance of first isotope plus atomic weight of second isotope into percentage abundance of second isotope whole divided by 100. Okay, let us see what about this percentage abundance. That by taking the example chlorine, you will understand, ma? Let us consider. First note down the formula, all of you. Now I am giving the information. Chlorine element has two isotopes. Chlorine element has two isotopes. 17Cl 35, 17Cl 37. Chlorine element has two isotopes, 17Cl 35 and 17Cl 37. Atomic weight of first isotope is equal to 35. Atomic weight of second isotope is equal to 37. This number, 35, 37. One more time. Atomic weight of first isotope is equal to 35. Atomic weight of second isotope is equal to 37. Okay. I noted down the atomic weights also. Next information. Percentage abundance is equal to 75%. First isotope. Percentage abundance of second isotope equal to 25%. This is the given. From this we have to find atomic weight. Average atomic weight of chlorine. Okay, once see all of you. What are the isotopes of chlorine we have? 17Cl35, 17Cl37. 17Cl35, 17Cl37. Two isotopes we have. First isotope atomic weight is equal to 35. Percentage abundance equal to 75. They will give the data. No need to remember. In exam also, they will give the data. According to that, we can do the problem. Otherwise, no one can do, because no need to remember that percentage abundance, everything, man. We have to, they will give that one, and according to that, we have to identify. Okay. Now, what is the percentage abundance? 75%. Here, what is the percentage abundance? 25%. This is the information they gave for chlorine. Chlorine element has two isotopes, 17Cl35, 17Cl37. Are you clear up to now, ma? What is the percentage abundance of first isotope? 75%. What is the percentage abundance of second isotope? 25%. What is the meaning of that one? Total chlorine present on Earth's surface, I collected and I got 100 grams. For example only, please don't think that 100 grams only it is chlorine present on the Earth's surface. More amount will be present. For your understanding purpose, I am telling you. I collected total amount of chlorine, only Cl2, okay, chlorine, present on Earth's surface. I got total 100 grams. Out of that 100 grams, 75 grams chlorine is present in the form of 17Cl35. 75 grams of chlorine is present in the form of 17Cl35. 25 grams of chlorine is present in the form of 17Cl37. 17Cl37. What is the atomic weight of first isotope? 35. What is the atomic weight of second isotope? 37. I think you understood. Out of 100 grams, 75% share is this one, 25% share is this one. That is the meaning. Okay. Now we are going to calculate average atomic weight. So average atomic weight is equal to average atomic weight of chlorine. Average atomic weight of chlorine is equal to, we wrote the formula already, once go through the formula. Atomic weight of first isotope. atomic weight of first isotope 35 into percentage abundance of first isotope 75. Atomic weight of first isotope 35 into percentage abundance of first isotope 75 plus atomic weight of second isotope. Atomic weight of second isotope, that is 37 into percentage abundance of second isotope 25 whole divided by 100. See, for writing the formula itself we wrote very highly. If you have numerical values, this is easy. 35 into 75 plus 37 into 25. Do this calculation, definitely you will get 35.5. 35.5. That's why we wrote atomic weight of chlorine as 35.5. You can ask me a doubt. Sir, for chlorine only, why we have considered this procedure? What about other elements? I will say that one also. Before going to that, once again get clarity about this average atomic weight. Now what is the formula of average atomic weight? Atomic weight of first isotope into percentage abundance of first isotope plus atomic weight of second isotope into percentage abundance of second isotope whole divided by 100. By doing this calculation, we got atomic weight of chlorine as 35.5. Once this calculation, first do 35 into 75, do calculator using plus 37 into 25, add them, divided by 100. Definitely you will get 35.5 grams. Okay, now our question. Why we have considered chlorine only this procedure? Then what about other elements? Other elements also contain isotopes. Chlorine has 2 isotopes. Like that, hydrogen has 3 isotopes. Helium has 2. Like that, every element has isotopes. But almost all elements. Okay, suppose let us consider hydrogen. Hydrogen 3 isotopes are there. First isotope itself 99%. Second isotope 0.5%. Third isotope 0.5. Like that, out of remaining elements isotopes, major contribution above 90% will be contained by first isotope itself. First isotope itself, it is contained by 90% above contribution. That's why even though if you have done this average atomic weight, we will get whatever the data we got, like that only we will get. That is the reason. But chlorine is not like that. If you have here 99% and here 1%, you will get 35 only. 35, 36. 36 like that you will get more. That means mean value. Are you understanding my point? The problem is here, abundance of first isotope is 75, abundance of second isotope is 25. For remaining elements, these abundances 75, 25 not like that. 95, 5, 96, 4 like that they are. That's why according to our calculation itself we got. But chlorine alone we have to consider that abundance, because even this isotope is also some considerable amount it is present in surface. That's why we have to consider this one also. Okay, ma'am? This is about average atomic weight. Please, if you have any small doubts related to isotopes or atomic number, mass number like that, please don't get tensed. I will teach structure of atom. At once structure of atom is going to be completed, you will understand every concept related to isotope, atomic number, mass number, everything. No problem for you. I will take care of everything. Okay, na? But till now, this average atomic weight formula, first remember. Atomic weight of first isotope into percentage abundance of first isotope plus atomic weight of second isotope into percentage abundance of second isotope divided by 100. Okay, till now it is okay. Then what about that atomic number, all those things in previous next coming classes we will see. Okay, ma? This concept, average atomic weight. Shall I go to the next one? Let us see. Next one, percentage composition. Percentage composition heading. Now let us see the definition. The amount of substance amount of element present in 100 grams of the compound. The amount of element present in 100 grams of the compound is called percentage composition. By taking some examples, we will get clarity about this topic. First, before that example, what is the definition? Amount of element present in 100 grams of the compound is called percentage composition. Okay, let us consider one example. CO2. First, let us consider gram molecular weight of CO2. Okay, what is the gram molecular mass of CO2? Gram molecular weight of CO2. How many carbon atoms are there? 1. 1 into 12 is equal to 12 grams. Oxygen 2. 2 into 32. Sorry, 2 into 16. Is equal to 32 grams. Total 44 grams of CO2. Okay. Now I am writing one point. Observe clearly. 44 grams of CO2 contains 44 grams of CO2. Instead of that, I will write like this. See, 44 grams of CO2 contains how much amount of carbon? 12 grams only. Now I am going to find side heading percentage composition of carbon in CO2. I kept the side heading percentage composition of carbon in CO2. Okay. Now CO2 molecular weight, gram molecular weight 44 grams. In 44 grams of CO2, how much amount of carbon is present? 12 grams. So first point, 12 grams of carbon present in 44 grams of CO2. Are you clear now? 12 grams of carbon present in 44 grams of CO2. That point is okay. But percentage composition formula, the definition, amount of element present in 100 grams of the compound. Amount of element present in 100 grams of the compound. So, how much amount of carbon, element is carbon, okay. How much amount of carbon present in 100 grams of CO2? We want to know in 100 grams of carbon dioxide how much amount of carbon is present, correct? For that, initially I took gram molecular weight. Gram molecular weight 44 grams of CO2. In 44 grams of CO2, how much amount of carbon is present? 12 grams. Then how much amount of carbon is present in 100 grams of CO2? This type of calculations are very important. This question mark, to calculate this one, we will do one thing, that is this value and this value will cross multiply. 12 into 100. 12 into 100. 12 into 100 divided by 44. One more time. Here we have question mark na. Then this 12 into 100 divided by 44. This divided by 44. 12 into 100 divided by 44. Okay, ma? If you do this calculation, you will get percentage composition of carbon in carbon dioxide. That is for carbon only. For oxygen again separate. I will find that one also. Like that, individual elements percentage composition we can find. Individual elements percentage composition by using the definition, that is amount of element present in 100 grams of the compound is called percentage composition. This calculation 2 6 are 222, 2 3s, 2 11s, 300 by 11, 300 by 11. If you do this calculation, 11 twos 22, 80, 11 sevens 77.3, 11 twos 27.2%. 27.2%. Okay, ma? So, how much percentage of carbon is present in 100 grams of carbon dioxide? That is 27.2. This is percentage composition of carbon in CO2. Keep the side heading clearly. Now I'm going to find percentage composition of oxygen in CO2. Okay, let us see, ma. Shall I rub this one? Okay, next. Percentage composition of oxygen in CO2. How to find this one? What is the amount of oxygen present? 32 grams in 44 grams of carbon dioxide. I am writing now 32 grams of oxygen present in 44 grams of CO2. 32 grams of oxygen present in 44 grams of CO2. Then how much amount of oxygen? This is only question mark, in previous thing also I kept. How much amount of oxygen present in 100 grams of CO2? That is our definition now. How much amount of element present in 100 grams of compound? See, the amount of element present in 100 grams of compound is called percentage composition. I don't know this this amount of oxygen present in 100 grams of CO2. For that already known term I took. 32 grams of oxygen present in 44 grams of CO2. Then how much amount of oxygen is present in 100 grams of CO2? Question mark is here, ma. These two must be cross multiplied. This is equal to 32 into 100 divided by 44. 2 16s, 2 22s, 2 11s, 2 8s. 800 divided by 11. 11 sevens, 77. 3, 30. 30 means 2's ma. 11 twos 22. 8.7. 72.7. So what is the percentage of oxygen? 72.7. Previously percentage of carbon. These two we have seen in carbon dioxide only. This is only per this compound. If you take any other compound, that might be different. So according to compound, this percentage composition of elements will be differed. Okay, ma. But what is the definition? Percentage composition of element is equal to amount of element present in 100 grams of the compound is called percentage composition. If you are very clear with this one, I will go to one more definition. Shall we go through, ma? Okay, let us see. This is about CO2 I told. Now we will go through one more compound, that is CO. Gram molecular weight of CO, 1 into 12, 12 grams, 1 into 16, 16 grams, total 28 grams. This is the gram molecular weight of CO. Percentage composition of carbon in CO. Previously we have seen carbon in CO2. Now we are seeing carbon in CO. Okay. How we are going to say? First I will consider this one, ma. 12 grams carbon is present in 28 grams CO. Previously 44 grams CO2, now 28 grams CO. Please understand carefully. In 28 grams of CO, how much amount of carbon is present? 12 grams. Then what is our definition? In 100 grams of CO, 100 grams of compound, how much element is present? This is question mark. How the amount of element present in 100 grams of compound. I took this 100 grams mark, then here question mark. Then calculation, these two cross multiplication, 12 into 100 divided by 28. 2 6s are 2 14s, 2 3s, 2 7s, 300 by 7. Do this calculation, calculator, by using calculator, we will get the answer of percentage composition of carbon in CO. Same way we can find for oxygen also. Immediately I will see. Let us go through percentage composition of oxygen. I am just On that only overwriting, but in your notes separately keep the heading percentage composition of oxygen in CO. Then how much amount of oxygen is present? 16 grams, sorry, na? 16 grams of oxygen present in 28 grams of carbon monoxide. CO means carbon monoxide. Na? How much amount of oxygen is present in 100 grams of carbon monoxide? Then this is equal to 16 into 100 divided by 28. 16 into 100 divided by 28. 2 8s, 2 14s, 2 4s, 2 7s. 400 by 7. 400 by 7 is the percentage composition of oxygen in CO. Okay? In this way, if you do the calculation, both if you add percentage composition of oxygen plus percentage composition of carbon, if you add, you will get 100%. Definitely. Okay? In this way, we can do the percentage composition. I took today 2 examples, CO2 and CO. In next class, by doing some more examples, we will complete this topic, percentage composition, and we will go to next concept. Okay, ma? That is for today. Today, whatever the things we have discussed, those are started with vapor density. We have written the vapor density formula. After that, what is the formula of, what is the formula relation between gram molecular weight and vapor density we have derived by using the STP condition. After completion of that, next average atomic weight we have seen. That average atomic weight, why did I discuss this? Because chlorine atomic weight we have written 35.5. How did we get that one? To get the clarity, I raised the topic, that is average atomic weight. Next, percentage composition. This percentage composition will continue in next class. Now, after that, we will go to next concept. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you. Have a nice day, man.